So when I started this, if you are an artist looking to improve or look for ways that you can, find your style, I guess, if you will, then hopefully you'll see that the way that I did it will help you. If you're looking to start a business or to get more involved with it and make money from it, then you might see that the way I started might help you as well. So I thought, when I started the comic strip, I said, what am I going to do? I said, do I want to do something that is Spider-Man? No, I'm going to do something that's original to me. So I thought about what got me to where I am now. I had a lot of pride in what I do. I respect people. I have a lot of integrity. And I thought, this is what's going to really help me. And so I started making it. Now, if you notice this one here, I'll show you the cover in a minute, but I like music. I always wanted to be in a rock band. I was a drummer when I was a teenager. So his dream is to be in a rock band. I always wanted long hair. I've never had, see, I got like no hair now, but I always wanted long hair. So I made my character to have a long hair, So I've put, what's that? Yeah, and he's right there. Because he's in a rock band, he's got to have long hair, right? Well, not now, but back in 1979, everybody had long hair if you're in a rock band. So, and then I made him, so some of the values, so these are this is out of one of the other issues, not the one that you've got there. And then here's the cover. So this is the first one, second one, and third one. So this first one here, we printed off a whole bunch of comics, right? Because you can't sell a comic for more than $2, $3, $4. So I printed off 2,000 copies at $1 a piece. That's $2,000 of money that I didn't really have. And I remember my wife Carmen saying, okay, so how are you going to make money off of comics? And I said, well, there's Stan Lee. He's famous. He's made a lot of money. There's Todd McFarlane, Image Comics. He's made a lot of money. I am sure it's just a matter of time. Well, it's still been a matter of time, right? So we thought, okay, you know what? We sold some. I sold some to the comic book shops, and I found out that, they only give you $1 on each comic. So by the time I chased them for the end of the month for 20 bucks, it wasn't really worth it. So we decided not to continue going on with the comic. But what I started doing is I started putting them in the back of a caricature. If I did a caricature for somebody at the fair, I would put it in the back. Now, before I get to the story on how that worked, I was in a contest for this. So I've only been asked to critique my work twice. I don't believe it, because I'm not a school person, I don't believe that someone else should judge your artwork. And so what I did is, when I first got into the business, I paid somebody to give me an honest critique, and they said, yes, pen and ink is your style, then you should go forward. So that one I did. The second one, I was part of this group when I put the comic out, and they had a contest. They said, okay, if you're an artist or an illustrator, you can submit into this contest, and they would send it to somebody who's already working in the children's book market to see if they like it. So myself and another artist were selected. We go to this artist's home. The other girl did very nice watercolors for children's books. It looked really, she was a very good artist. So she got glowing remarks. When the lady read my comic, she didn't even read it. She looked at it, and then she handed it back, and she said, you can do better. I said, really? I said, did you read the comic? Because with comics, it's one thing about the art, but the story is all integrated in it. If you don't read the story, you can't really tell what's happened. So she said, no, I didn't read the story. I said, do you like comic books? She said, no, I don't like comic books. So I thought, on the way home, I was a little disgruntled, and I thought, well, you know what? So then we started giving them out, like I said, and I gave one to a kid at one of the truck shows, and he took it to his father, and his father called me 2 days later and said, we were looking for an illustrator to work on some projects for our company. Would you be interested? Over the next 3 years, I did $8,000 worth of business with that one company alone. Right? And I got lots of work in the libraries, not this one, but doing workshops and cartooning and stuff like that. So the comic pays off in other ways, not necessarily money. So each year I put out a different issue, and now they're all online. I don't sell them anymore. I've stopped printing them. You can just go online and you can read it if you want. So these comic books I like, but they were a big springboard. Once you do something like a comic book, and that's why if you guys are looking to get into art, start looking to do things at your school, maybe the school newsletter, or if you have a church, go to the church and say, hey, can I draw your cartoon for your newsletter or whatever it is. Once I had the comic book, I started getting bigger projects. So this one here was my first group project.